Damn,
came from the same person. And that person was someone with type O blood.
Was that what Lee had?
So there's this article that says Lee's either type O or type A, but I heard on the Open podcast, which came out after that, that Lee is type O. So it did seem weird that there was that like inconsistency or discrepancy, but that original article that said O or A was published in '97.
Did I see her face? No, I'm just dark.
So I'm thinking it's one of those things that, you know, as more time passes, you know, information gets nailed down a little bit better.
The original article was going off of what was available at the time.
Right, but I mean, without knowing the original source for that article, I mean, I can't even say for sure. Now, since this is back in the days when DNA testing was still kind of just like getting off the ground, it was still very new, the most definite answer police can take from all of this is, like, again, it's one person, and it could be Lee, and it probably is likely Lee. As the search continues, Lee's dad, Donald, finally gets leave from the military and hurries down to Tupelo on September 4th, 1992 to help search. Police, some on foot, others on horseback, all join with tons of volunteers to scour an 80-acre area around Lee's house. I mean, they have helicopters that are looking from the air, a special cadaver dog comes in, and the FBI even gets involved. Like, you name it, they are trying it. And it feels like the whole
looking at someone over there
together in their search for answers.
Oh my God. I know, I thought they waved at me, bro. I got scared.
Clue about what might have happened to her or where Lee might be. But then, just as the trail seems like it's going cold, a shocking development raises a ton of new questions. On September 9th, 92, 13 days after
Yeah.
she vanished, her mom, Vicky,
We about to vanish.
gets this strange package in the mail. And inside the package are Lee's missing reading glasses. According to the investigative podcast 13, the glasses
Those are
come
not
to the
reading
house
glasses.
in an envelope that's addressed to B. Yarborough with the home's
I'm posting
street
this on
address
YouTube. You really gonna do this
misspelled.
like that?
The home is on Honey Locust, Honey.
How many is he gonna get?
This was
One?
spelled-
Yourself? My friend? That's it.
Okay, but who's B. Yarborough?
Oh, so that is Lee's stepdad.
Oh, the backyardigans.
Yarborough.
Oh.
But here is one of the things that's so
the
strange
hell
about
out.
this. Barney, like I said, remember, he moved out. He hadn't lived with Lee and Vicky in over a month. And the other thing that I find really weird is that there's nothing else in this package. There's no ransom note. There's no list of demands.
It's just the glasses?
It is just the glasses.
So this is nothing that you'd expect for like a kidnapping.
Right. Now, I mean, Vicky is taking this as a sign of hope that Lee is still alive somewhere, and she actually takes to the media to thank whoever sent them. But the police aren't so sure, though. They want to figure out, like, the real intentions of whoever sent this, and to do that, they have to find out who actually sent this. So they send the envelope to the Mississippi State Crime Lab down in Jackson for DNA testing, for like a handwriting analysis, hoping that maybe the experts with their like advanced technology be able to give them a little bit of information.
Right.
And while they're waiting for all of the results to come back, what they also do is the Tupelo police like decide to actually trace where the package was like postmarked, and they trace the glasses to the town of Boonville, Mississippi, which is about a half an hour north of Tupelo. Now, at first, they're really hopeful because just 4 days before Vicky got the glasses, there was actually a tip about Lee's whereabouts that came in from Boonville. So, like, this is the best lead they've had. There could really be a connection there. Someone's saying they see her there. The glasses are postmarked there. This is feeling like they're onto something. When they look closer at that original tip, according to Ashley Elkins reporting in the Daily Journal, it was actually an employee at the Boonville McDonald's that called into law enforcement claiming that he saw Lee on September 5th at the drive-thru. And this witness said they saw her in a blue pickup truck with an older African-American man. He said that Lee looked upset and she looked kind of dirty, as though she hadn't showered for a few days. By by some miracle, police are actually able to track down this truck and this very girl. But of course, it isn't Lee. Ultimately, that witness sighting and that tip is a dead end. And once the results come back from Jackson about the envelope that carried Lee's glasses, police are even more gutted because there's just nothing there. Like, there's no fingerprints, there's no DNA, there's freaking nothing. And the problem is, like, none of this feels like a coincidence or random, though, right? Like, clearly whoever mailed these glasses knew enough about Lee or her family or whatever to know that Barney used to live there. But, like, maybe not enough that they knew he moved out.
Yeah, and I mean, even to that point, like, they spelled the street name wrong, so maybe they didn't know him that well, but they knew the general location. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's super, super strange to me. And by the way, it's not like, oh, we didn't get like a good profile or anything. Like, whoever sent this, though, this isn't like someone found the glasses and just sent it in as like, again, this isn't a coincidence. This has to be a person related to the case because they found that they used water to like seal the envelope instead of saliva.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And they used water to put all 6 of the stamps on the envelope.
So it's not just someone being like, I found these glasses, I know they belong to this case, but I don't want to get involved. It seems way more pointed than that.
Yeah, and at first when I heard 6 stamps, I was like, that seems excessive. Like, it takes one, but it's not talking a letter, right? Like, we're talking about actual, like, something that's heavier.
Like a little parcel, yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea if 6 was the right amount. Nobody really knows, but the Clarksdale Press Register reported that it for sure was 6 stamps on the envelope.
It got darker.
Like, I mean, I think we're just looking at
You can't even see you.
I turned off the light.
Clearly wanted to ensure they made it. But seemingly overnight, this
Just
like
breaks up
really
the
promising
light.
clue.
Oh my god, I never thought about that.
And
Oh!
cities start to wonder, what if that was the point of the glasses all along?
Like a red herring.
Yeah, like a diversion.
But you said there aren't any suspects. Like, there's no attention to divert from, you know?
One more taco to
Officially,
go.
no, there are no persons of interest, there are no suspects. But according to the local room,
The tip to eating a lot. It's just not think about it. Then you'd never get full.
Her own mother.
You know what? I want my taco back.
Multiple articles I read and the shows that I listened to about this case mention that the people in Tupelo have been suspicious of Vicky, honestly, from like day one. They think she's been too calm, too collected about the whole thing, and generally they think that she's acting honestly just totally opposite of how they think a scared mom should behave.
Okay, but to be fair, Vicky was in the military, right? She was trained to be calm in crazy situations.
She was, and in like the interviews that I've read or listened to, or whatever, like they do acknowledge that, but people still see it as something more sinister than military training kicking in. And the people in town who think this, they're not alone.
Today's episode is brought to you by Beta Brand.
That lady
A
scared me,
long
bro.
time ago, someone told me the hardest thing about working from home was maintaining a healthy routine. I thought that meant like, wait.
You're so cute.
Shut up. Alright, let's go. Piece of shit.